Evening all, James here. So a quick video update. I'm a little tired again. Once again, it's been a long Bitcoin weekend. As you can see, Bitcoin's rallied up. The interesting thing about this weekend's movements, and I've been buying the dips, of course, on Bitcoin, is if we go down to the 5-minute and 15-minute charts, the sort of buying volume has overwhelmed the sales volume. Every time we get these big spikes in sell volume, the buy volume doesn't really spike as much. We've seen the sort of sell orders being overwhelmed. But anyway, I've been watching that and scalping. I bought the bottom at the double dip here on the weekend, buying on the second attempt after the big spike. Pretty clear and obvious. That's a 15-minute chart. You can see it on the 5-2. And I do believe that there is enormous buying pressure on Bitcoin. This is the 5-minute chart. Let's go back to the day chart. Pretty much everything I'm doing right now is focused on Bitcoin. I think we got the bottom of this rally. We sort of bought right here at the 50-period moving average and the previous all-time high breakout. Almost perfect. And the way Bitcoin is trading within these bull flags and rallies, flag poles, perfect retracements, Fibonacci's, moving averages, all that sort of thing is quite astounding. If you've been trading Bitcoin for any period of time, you'll know this is pretty unusual. Perfect technical trading, perfect levels, everything's just tickety-boo, which makes it a little bit scary. Of course, at some stage that will break and we'll get out of ordinary patterns. But for now, we're holding this beautiful shape. Bull run, bull flag, run up, should take us up to about 130, maybe 160. Got my target set up here, and this could be in this next run, which may have already started. So if you want to buy Bitcoin, you may have missed the bottom, but you may still have a chance to get in on intraday dips. At the same time, I also bought dips on Ethereum and XRP. Ethereum did break down to the channel line, but of course it's reversed along with Bitcoin, so that level slightly meaningless, and XRP as well. Although this just broke down towards the 50-period moving average and the Fibonacci retracement, and very, very close to the breakout level, just a little bit, well, fraction below. That's okay. So we've got some extra longs on there too. I'm still short on gold. I'm going to rush through these very quickly. I've got a live stream to prepare for later on. Short from gold there. Big bounce on Friday, but only back up to the underside of the bigger triangle, inside the bigger triangle, but not actually outside the smaller triangle. In other words, we failed at the top. A lot of volume just below us. We're now above the point of control, as you can see the black line on the chart. Shout out to TradingView, who have improved dramatically the indicators on the right-hand side, which make it much nicer to put this very simple volume profile on the right, as opposed to on the bottom or sort of within the bar or whatever, within the candle. I kind of like this, and basically you want to see the price move above or below the point of control, which is the most heavily traded zone. I'm going to go through stocks super fast. We're now hedged on the NASDAQ. As you know, we were short from the top, pretty near the top, almost at the top, and I got hedged at the bottom here on Friday. Today we're moving up, so we've locked in that profit. I actually increased the profit on that trade a little bit by moving the hedge lower. We also took the opportunity on Friday to buy the S&P, the SPX, and basically just to drop down to that heavily traded zone and the support level. And maybe this is just another Liberation Day drop, and we'll see something very similar to this sort of thing. My money is on that at the moment, obviously, because I've taken that bet. You can see we're forming some volume support right now. We'll see how we go. Of course, there's always a danger of a dip into the big support and volume zone down here, a little bit lower down. And we also haven't even reached the 50-period moving average and the previous breakout level, which is a concern. So we could get down there. That would take us down to 61.40 if that were to occur. Nevertheless, we're long from the bottom and we're hedged on the NASDAQ. So profit locked in on the NASDAQ, and we're now in some profit. Quite decent, actually, on the S&P. And I've got other various positions. Long on MSTR, that dropped back a lot on Friday. I'll be looking to add to that position. It's still small, and I need some more on that. And the other one I'm watching, we're also long on Tesla. I'm short on NVIDIA. Bit of a contradiction there, I suppose. But I'm also looking to get long on Coinbase. This had a massive gap down and a drop down in Friday, back into support, into the heavily traded double top. I always like these double top type volume profiles. They're always stronger than a single top. Anyway, we dropped back down to the first part of this double top right here into the support zone. We'll see how we go. If we get a chance, I'll try to buy some Coinbase today. And then the other one I'm looking at is QBTS, but that's for another story. As I said, we're still short on gold. We're also long on silver simultaneously. I have various positions on here. We started right down here in the 20s, if you remember, some months ago. And we started adding on the rallies, and we've got these last two positions still open. So I'm now long on silver, short on gold for the 7th time, and the previous 6 occasions have all been profitable. Quickly swinging to energies, URA, continue to look to buy dips on URA and UEC. We're still holding our long UEC position. NATGAS, I remain long, but I did take some size off this morning. So I'm down to sort of about half, really, of what I was holding over the weekend. But that's looking pretty good. I'll add some more on a break up and a close above, first of all, that level, at about 313, and then above 320 on a break and a close above there, I'll add some more. Target 375, then $4, then 425, and so on and so on. We're still short on WTI oil. That's moving down very pleasingly. A little bit of a bounce today, but massive move down on Friday, and so I'm looking for this to continue to move down. We've got support from the 20 and the 50 period moving averages. I do apologize if there's a bit of noise coming through, but the cleaning staff are busy with a hoover, with a vacuum cleaner about 5 meters away from me. That's fair enough. They've got a job to do. Then going across to VIX, the Rand, TLT, etc. No trades on the VIX. Quite a big spike up yesterday with that stock market fall off, but only back into those moving averages. And as always, I'm looking to buy the VIX down into this green block, closer to the bottom preferably. What's nice about this camera is that it actually tracks. So if I move over here, I can show you something which you might find interesting. Inside this box, you can't hear the mic, inside this box is a thing from Ubuy. It's a Bitcoin light and a neon light. In the next video, you'll see that. So that'll be super interesting. Getting back to these charts. I'm still long on the South African dollar, South African rand from the green arrow over here. 1767, we're trading at 1795. I expect this to move up to 20 over time. There's no reason for the rand to be so strong against the dollar. US 10-year yield moved down beautifully last week towards the end of the week as TLT moved up. We have a long position on TLT from this green arrow, looking for a move up to 100, where I'll probably look to take profit. And then finally on softs and grains, wheat's moved down a bit. For those of you I saw in my private group this morning, a little bit worried about this, but nothing to worry about, folks. Just moving down to that green support line, and we're faffing around in a very, very large descending, falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern. As soon as we break out of here and close above that trend line, I'll add some more size on that, looking for a move to the green or the orange, I don't know what color that is, block. We're also long on corn and cotton. We're short on orange juice, a massive move down on Friday, generating big profits for us on that big gap down. We may try and gap back into that gap there, seeing as we gap through it twice, so it's probably pretty tempting. So allow for a move back up to 274, maybe even 284, something like that on orange juice. We're still long on cotton and corn, as I said, and wheat, we had a look at shortly. And I'm now lit. I'm long on LIT, the lithium play. I put this up a few times last week. You can go and check out those videos. Generally, that's my sort of idea. Allow for another dip back down to the orange trend line on LIT, L-I-T. And I'm still short on cocoa and coffee and long on sugar. Sugar dripping down a bit on Friday, as did cocoa and coffee. Cocoa and coffee good for us, of course, but we're long on sugar. And that's all, folks. Have a great trading day. I'll get you live at Ola Prime TV later on today, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Well, quite a breathful, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Take care. And if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Make sure to hit those buttons, and also read some of the links below the video. There's some cool free stuff there for you. Take care.
I'm James the Hedgehog, sharp with the spread. Spikes on my back, Bloomberg in my head. Small frame, big brain, live on the floor. Running these charts like a four-legged law. Delta neutral when I strut the ring. Arbitrage flex with a volatility swing. You panic in red, I sip tea in green. Wrist so tight, it squeaks on screen.
The hedge fund funk, he don't play no game. Sharp little creature in the capital lane. Market rolls over, he curls up tight, then pops out, swinging with the breakout bite. A hedge fund funk, spines on point, lines so